Apparently, I've been up to nothing, like nothing.
The show has some degree of drama and intensity, and for most of the season,
Pot of beans.
why wouldn't they tell us all forms of funny stories like snakes swallowed money and rats became an army of giants and invaded Astoria?
Anyway, enough said. I want to hear your own experience.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Pot of Beans podcast. My name is Afro Wendy, and I'm excited to have you here today. Hi guys, welcome to another spectacular episode of the Pot of Beans podcast. I remain your one and only Afro Wendy. I'm really excited that I get to record this today and you get to listen whenever you're listening, because obviously this is scheduled or something like that. But I'm really glad that you're able to listen at this point. Today I have a very exciting topic. In fact, this topic is something I've been itching to talk about for a very long time. Since I had a conversation with somebody, I have been wondering, okay, what is it about people's notion of, the ideal life? But then I'm not discussing this topic alone. I have somebody who is very, very, very into all the self-care. When you watch her stories, you'll be like, oh my God, this is the life I aspire to. She's intentional about everything she does. I really admire, her stuff, how she does her things. In fact, nobody has inspired me to get a podcast mesh. She has done that. She sent me a mug, guys. She sent me a mug as a gift for being on her podcast, and I was very excited. That is an inspiration on its own. So guys, helping me to discuss this topic is none other than Rita. Excuse me, the cough is it's just sorry. None other than Rita. Rita is a podcast host. She is the host of The Girl Unplugged. You need to check that podcast out, actually. That podcast is the bomb. And I mentioned that I was a guest on that podcast. So she discusses real hard topics. She dissects talks about everything girly, everything about life and all that, all those hard things that people don't like to talk about. She talks about that, and she does justice to that. So you should actually check her podcast out. Rita is also a podcast editor, and she is a social worker. Can you beat that? 3-in-1 package: podcast host, podcast editor, social worker. Hi Rita, we're so excited to have you today. How are you doing?
Hi Chiwendu. For a moment I wasn't sure whether it was me you're introducing.
It is you. Now. You know how it is. I see you. I see what you do, and you're doing super amazing. I have to tell you that you're doing super. Maybe I don't tell you all the time, but you're really doing great. You're doing great. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that compliment. Thank you.
Thumbs up. So, is there any other introduction, anything you want us to know? Because I'm sure I did not do justice to everything. I'm sure there are aspects about you that we ought to know about. So, just give us a background about you, what it's like for you growing up, just about your life in general.
Okay, well, I like keeping things simple. In fact, I was like, please God, don't let this girl ask me this question. But I guess there's no escaping from it. So in addition to what you said, I am a lover of food. I am a lover of life. I love life. In fact, I love to even chop the life on top.
Top life gang.
Yes. I'm the first of 3 children. Okay. Yes, I am a Nigerian. I grew up in Nigeria, but I'm currently living in South Africa. I'm someone that you can describe as an ambitious person. I've heard people tell me that I am ambitious like a man, whatever that means. But I love to do things I like. Or things I desire. I'm that person that is curious. I love adventure a lot. In fact, sometimes I'm like, I'm still alive. God must love me so much, because the kind of adventures I've gone to, it's very risky. But for me, I feel like that is the way I can really spend the life that God has given me. And yes, I love to try new things. I love learning. I love exploring. And I think that's it.
Oh wow, that's so exciting. In fact, that is why you are the ideal person to talk about this topic with. Like, you are just the person for it. And I like when you say you are ambitious, and you live the life, you are Chop Life gang. I think that's why you are the ideal person to talk about this topic with. I mean, you're all about the good life, and you're all about, living and being yourself. I love that. Absolutely love that. Okay. So, Rita, we are going to play a very simple game. So, in this segment, we are going to play a game. I want you to listen attentively. You are going to give me a name. Well, first of all, are you ready? I think we should get your morale high.
Yes, I am. I hope I don't get into trouble with this.
No, you're not going to get into trouble at all. It's a very simple game, but it's fun. I just wanted, morale to be high and all that. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to play things. So you're going to name a country, a fruit, an animal, and a name and a thing that starts with a certain letter. So once I give you the letter, then you can start naming them. You don't have you can't pause or think, or if maybe I should time you. There should be a stopwatch or something. let me get a stopwatch. So you a country, a fruit, an animal, a name, and a thing that starts with a certain letter. So once I give you the letter, you can just start going. Yeah. Okay. So where's my stopwatch again? Okay. You have just 20 seconds. 20 seconds should do, right?
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so your letter, remember, country, fruit, animal, name, and then thing. So your letter is B. Let's get rolling.
Belgium. Banana. Animal. Oh my god, now I don't know any animal. Okay, name Beatrice.
Okay.
Thing, bucket, and animal, a beer.
Actually got that.
Oh my god.
25 seconds as opposed to the initial 20 seconds, but you still did it, girl. Well done.
Yes. Yay!
Woo! You deserve that. Congratulations. You killed it. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Maybe there should be a prize. Some other time. Some other time. Okay. So, yeah. Thank you for playing that game. Thank you for killing it too. You did great. All right. So back to the topic at hand. Back to our main segment. So we are talking about the ideal life, what it means, when people say this is the life I aspire to. What does ideal life even mean for some people, or for you, basically, because we are talking about you now, and then we'll move to the general society later. So do you even believe that there's such a thing as ideal life?
Well, in my opinion and experience, there is no ideal life.
Whoa. Okay.
You shock you, Abby. You shock you. Yes. There is no ideal life. And this is because no one has done life before, right? We are all doing life for the first time. And so when you want to say that there should be an ideal life, you're saying that, okay, this is a standard for which someone should do something. But what is the basis of you bringing up that standard, right? So an ideal life for me will be the life that you have designed for yourself, and which comes from a sense of self-awareness and understanding of your purpose and what you want out of life. So yes, an ideal life is a personal standard or pursuit of life.
Oh wow, so it's a personal standard. Wow, I love that. Oh, that is actually a whole new perspective now that I think of it. Wow. Safe to say there is no ideal life. Now I have to now restructure my questions because you just took me unawares. Boom! You just
sorry about that. You can still come with them though. We can have that conversation.
Of course. Okay. So there's no ideal life in your opinion. But have you people describe like this is the life I aspire to be? Do you have you had people describe that? Would you call that their own, because you say it's a personal standard, would you call that their ideal life?
Yes, I would say it's the ideal life because, when you look at somebody's life and you admire it, it kind of sets a tone or it kind of inspires you to want to live that kind of life. But I don't think you can live somebody's life identically or the way the person is living their life. They might inspire you to, pursue your own ideal life, but it can never be identical. So I've had to see people that I look at and I'm like, wow, I want to be like this person, right? But then I find out that as I go along in trying to be like that person, I discover that there are a lot of differences, there are a lot of dynamics, there are a lot of things that I cannot do because I am not that person. So I begin to ask myself, okay, how do I now modify? Because there's also this thing about seeing a life you want. There's also something like principles, right? So if I do this and do this, I can get to this. But in terms of maybe, let's say, lifestyle, there's a limit to what you can copy from somebody. Let me put it that way. Or do because you see somebody doing. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. Let's bring it back to you now. What are like some of the things you aspired to while you were growing up? Like what was, usually we have all this childish ambitions and goals and all that. What was your ambition? Because you said you were an ambitious person. So what was your ambition? While you were growing up?
Okay, so while I was growing up, I wanted to be in front of the television. I wanted to be a performer, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And it came with a lot of things because as a child I was very expressive. Like in Igbo, people call it Baza Queen. I was the Baza Queen when I was small. So every dance, every school play, every debate, every competition, I was there. You get? And so it kind of reflected the kind of spirit I had. But my dad was like, no, this girl, you have to be calming down. You have to be calming down. It's not everything that you see you want to join, and so that kind of made me tone down a bit and then started thinking that I needed to, something or somebody serious. And so another part I wanted to, become is a writer as well. And, with writing comes a certain kind of disposition and all that, which also fits well. It's not something I was forced to do. But it came easy to me.
Writing is expressive as well. So maybe
you
need to television, you can express another form of art.
Exactly, you get it. So I was now like, okay, let me use writing as a form of my own expression. And then I grew up. Then my parents wanted me to be a medical doctor. You know the story with our parents and all that. And then the pursuit of life and career and being a firstborn. Also there's also this pressure also to want to, be successful and all that. So there was a little bit of a detour from who that girl Rita was growing up from. So but I'm actually glad because I feel like at this point a lot of my expressions, especially the ones you mentioned, has come from me wanting to connect back to that my inner child, that girl that
Yeah.
That girl. Yeah.
Can we also say podcast is a way, because podcasting is also a way of expression. Is that also a way of you trying to connect back with, your childhood dreams and ambitions?
Yes, I think it's a way, and it's more of a therapy for me, because it gives me opportunity to, I'm someone that also talks to herself a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I know we all do it, so let's not even pretend. So yeah, podcasting gave me that platform to talk to myself and not feel like I'm crazy, right? And also the feeling of knowing that someone listens to you and like identify or relates to what you say makes it a lot more fun and worthwhile.
Oh wow, yeah, I actually agree. I agree totally. I agree. Okay, so on to the next question. Well, I didn't want this to be sort of an interview or something, but I have to ask the questions. Really. Okay, so initially I mentioned how you're living your life and how I see what you do, your stories and all that. Your food goals, and you mentioned you were a foodie as well. So yeah, and all your self-care, taking care of yourself. Would you call that a means to you achieving your own personal ideal life, or is that the ideal life for you?
Yes, it's a part of my ideal life because I am not that person that would take care of herself on a normal. These days, self-care is as simple as taking care of yourself, right? You see people, they post pictures of going to the spa, taking themselves out, eating good food and all that, but it's more than that, right? It's more than that. But for me, self-care was like me, like I said, connecting back to myself, connecting back to who I am. And so with self-care comes, thoughtfulness about yourself, And then it's about discipline as well. It's about discipline as well because I am very carefree, trust me. I can neglect myself. I'm that person that I can easily say it doesn't matter to things, right?
Okay.
Even to important things. So self-care for me was also me being intentional with trying to be that person that holds myself accountable and say, hey girl, you need to take care of yourself. You need to do this. You can't say you don't know, you don't do makeup. Go and look for skin palette. Try it. You can't say going to the spa is waste of money. Go and do it. So it's me being intentional about it. And it's crazy because if you live a certain kind of life, especially if you're coming from our society now, Nigeria, there are things that you would do. They will say it's vanity, it's waste of money.
Yeah.
So if you come with that mindset, sis, you're not going to do anything for yourself.
Yeah.
You're not going to take care of yourself. And then the irony of the whole thing is that you neglect yourself and you end up with a bigger problem in terms of your health because you either fall sick or you look like, I don't know how to explain it, but when people look at you, they know that you don't take care of yourself, and it ultimately influences how they treat you or regard you. As a woman, I'm even using that to learn that the way I take care of myself is the way a guy will see me and want to invest in me. If they know that I'm that girl that will always say, oh, don't worry, let's save money. He will see something nice outside. He will not buy for me because let's save money. Yeah.
I agree. Oh my god. Okay, and you mentioned something about Nigeria, how we grew up and all that, and how certain things are seen as waste of money. I actually love that you brought that up because my next question relates to that. Do you think that Nigerians have a disjointed view of what an ideal life is?
Sis, yes. And yes, and yes again.
Okay.
I had to take a deep breath, because sometimes when we talk about these issues, it feels as if we want to drag our parents, right?
Mm.
And the truth is that we have a disjointed view, to be honest. We do, because we feel like we are supposed to follow a certain sequence of life and follow through. So when you follow through, it's assumed that this one is doing well, this one is living the life. But the truth is that, like I said before, an ideal life is a life that you have designed for yourself. It's a design thing. It's something you have to sit down and ask yourself, what do I want out of this life? Which our context, like the Nigerian society, cannot afford you. I mean, like, who are you to come and say you want to design your life? Are you mad? You have to follow the rules. If not, you're a rebel, or if not, you are just that a slave, you're a black sheep. And that's why also there's so much butt head between millennials, Gen Zs, and our parents' generation, because we want different things now, right? We want things that don't look like the ideal life, but it gives us happiness, it gives us a sense of purpose. And so our parents do not understand it, because they are like, but you have to get married, you have to finish your school, you have to have children. But we know that in the society that we live in now, some women do not want to, and men as well, do not want to get married. We know that in our society now, we have married people or couples that do not want to have children, or women that do not want to be mothers. You get? And all these things are tilting away from the norms and the ideals of the African society. But because they do not fall under that ideal life, it's regarded as nonsense, or it's not worth it. And then you find people that do not want to be perceived as, please, let me be at peace with my parents and society, and they now do the things that don't make them happy. You see people stuck in marriages that they have no business with or are not happy with. You see people taking crap in relationships because they have to be there and look the part of being successful, being in a relationship and all that. So we really have a disjointed view.
I definitely agree with you on that, because I think a lot of times as we are growing up, your parents had to tell you they want you to be a medical doctor. There are like limits to what we can do, to live happy or to live or achieve that ideal life. There are just a lot of societal issues or boundaries to it. I totally agree with you. Okay, but do you think now that Nigerians also, not even Nigerians, I think the whole world these days, there's this capitalistic view about life, and then everything is just about the money. And then if you ask somebody now on the road, what will make you happy? What you hear them say is, money, give me money. Everybody's language these days is just money. And it gets me thinking, like, okay, is everybody aspiring to money and more money? Is money now that like the true measure of an ideal life these days?
Okay, it follows, but it's not money follow, but it's not like the all and all, because without money there are certain kind of lifestyle you cannot afford if you don't have money. That's the honest truth. So you need money to afford certain lifestyle that would make you happy. Not that your happiness should be tied to these things, but they also help you relieve stress. They also help you explore, right? They also help you know that you have options. It's like when you don't have money and it's only gari you have in your house, sis, that's the only thing you'll be eating. You make it as swallow, you drink it with sugar, you eat it with milk and all that. So, but when you have money, you can decide, no, today I want to eat pounds and spaghetti, and you begin to see that you begin to see that you have options, right? Or you be like, there's this jollof I'm missing. I think I need to go to this restaurant where they serve this particular kind of jollof. My dear, it's your money that is speaking. It's not even you. So that's the influence of money. But that doesn't mean that when you don't have money or you can't afford those things, you shouldn't be happy or you shouldn't feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Because fulfillment for me is knowing that personally, now I'm speaking personally, right? Fulfillment for me is knowing that I am the only one that can give myself permission to do things. And so if I have money or if I don't have money and somebody comes to me and tells me, look at you, you don't even have money, you can't even afford this, it will hurt me because I know myself enough to know that I don't have money because of this and this and this. And when I have money, I go all out to give myself a good time. So this person's opinion does not matter. It gives me a sense of fulfillment more because it's coming from a place of self-awareness and self-understanding, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe I see my colleague or somebody I grew up together with, they are already married, they have children, they have degrees, doctorates, masters, and me, I'm single to stupor. I might have a career, but I don't even have money. I'm pursuing career, yet the money is not complete. Not married, it's not children I have. I say I'm pursuing career, I'm aging,
Yeah.
There's always that temptation to feel like, I'm not living the ideal life. I'm not fulfilled because look at this person, look at what they've achieved. So I've learned over time to not attach my fulfillment to achievements, right? Achievements are great because they give you a sense of purpose and a sense of, okay, I'm doing something with my life. But you should be careful that you know that those things are the things you really want and not that you're just pursuing it because you want people to see you as you're doing well, So for me, that's where I hinge my fulfillment from. I try to make sure that it is from what I want. It is from me knowing myself than, what is expected of me in society.
Wow. Ooh, so much wisdom in one person. Wait, come and lay hands on me, please, Rita. Come and lay hands on me. I need some of that anointing. I mean, you're just spitting facts, spitting wisdom left, right, and center. Whoa. Okay, this is so great. I'm having a good time, really. So guys, you've heard it. Rita has said it. Money is, yes, a means to, the ideal life, but do not hinge your happiness on accomplishments or on money. She has said it. It's not me that say it, so it's Rita that say it. You guys, I hope you have your pens and paper and you are jotting things down to fake things away. Because Rita is spitting pure wisdom. Rita, thank you so much. I mean, this is such an enlightening session. I mean,
thank you for having me.
It's been giving me gbasgbos. Okay, this is so enjoyable. Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. Okay, I think it's now time for us to move to our next segment. I told you we'll be building castles in the air. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's make a wish time. What you do is you wish for something. Wish anything at all, anything. There's no direction to it. Just wish upon the stars. Just wish for anything.
Okay, so I have two wishes. One, I wish to marry a rich man like Dangote. So that I will not lack anything, so that I can be able to travel the world. Yes. Yes. That's my number one wish.
Okay. Number two is?
My second wish is that I wish that I don't have to work to have money.
Oh.
I want money, but I don't want to work.
That is the dream, girl. That is the dream. Because you see, all this stress somebody's stressing is not helping the living girl lifestyle at all.
You get.
All this stress. Somebody has to really take care of themselves. Be a baby girl. That is the dream, girl. Okay. you've wished 2 wishes, so let me make my own wish. Okay, I have one wish actually, just one. Okay, so I wish for myself that I be a happy person. I wish that happiness will never depart from my life. Like, I'll always be happy. Yes, sad times will come, but I just wish myself overall happiness. Yeah.
Aww, that's
my
so
mouth to the
sweet.
ears of God. Okay, thank you so much, Rita. I mean, I enjoyed this session. I will not lie to you, this is so enjoyable. Thank you for being my guest today. So you guys know that Rita is a podcaster, right? So her podcast is the Girl Unplugged podcast. You should check that out, because if you are listening to this podcast, you will like that. I highly recommend, guys. I highly recommend. Okay, so Rita, how can we get to connect with you in case we have questions and we just want to get to know you more?
Okay, so you can connect with me on Instagram at the Girl Unplugged, and then you can follow me on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook, but my Facebook page is more of me journaling, writing my thoughts on things and my opinions. So if you're into that kind of thing, follow me on Facebook at Rita Chukike. And then, like Chiwenda said, listen to my podcast as well, and you get to know more about me.
Yeah, listen to her podcast. So I'm stressing it again. So I was actually waiting for you to give Twitter handle so that I'll go and report you to Buhari.
No, no, but I'm not in Nigeria now, so confine me.
Oh yeah. We've taken our L out.
I'm telling you. Pack it well.
Oh my God. We've taken our L. Okay. Thank you so much, Rita. You guys, I'm stressing it again. No, how many times have I said this thing? Listen to the Girl Unplugged podcast. You really like it. All this wisdom she has been spitting here, you get even more at the Girl Unplugged podcast. Thank you so much, Rita.
Thank you, being my friend Wendy.
Like I said
before, the pleasure is mine.
Oh, thank you. Like I said before, it's an enjoyable session. Thank you so much. And guys, don't forget, so this is still the Pot of Beans podcast, where we talk about life experiences, societal issues, we share ideas and opinions, and our general aim is to live our best lives, which is what this topic is about. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for listening. Support this podcast, share with your friends. I'm sure they'll find it very helpful. I'm the one telling you, they'll find it very helpful. It's not negotiable. They will find it helpful. Share with your friends. Thank you so much for listening to this point. Till I see you again next time. Rita, thank you so much for being my guest once more. Do have a wonderful day, and ciao.
Bye.